Good morning, everybody. What's popping, man? What's going on, y'all? How we doing out there? How we doing out there this morning? Let's move this around. Do something a little different. There we go. What's going on, y'all? Good morning. Man, running late this morning. Running late this morning. I cannot tell a lie, man. Damn it. Just running late this morning. That's all I can say. I, I got up 5:30 this morning, 6 o'clock this morning. And I told you guys I had to redo stuff. And I got up this morning and something had just been irking me, and I just couldn't get to that comfortable, that comfortable spot, and I finally did. And I think I'm okay now. I think I'm okay now. Y'all can see behind me, got my review table there, and I got the stuff there that's got to be done yet. It's been a mess. Cannot tell a lie, bro. It has been a mess. So let's see. I'm getting yelled at. Getting yelled at by Steven. I'm getting yelled at. You see me now? Can you see me now, bro? Can you see me now? I'm getting yelled at by Steven, by Buddha, by Traveler. Oh, we are live. Okay, got a $63 ride for the morning. Bro, that's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Phenomenal that you got that ride, because I don't know how many people actually I don't know how many of y'all paid attention to the Tesla earnings call yesterday, but shit just got real, man. It just got real, and I'm willing to bet 99% of drivers in the rideshare space that drive X, basic lift, y'all don't even know what's coming. And I'm not going to be a Debbie Downer. I'm not going to be a Debbie Downer, because that's not my way. I don't Debbie Down shit. But if y'all did not listen to Elon Musk yesterday on the earnings call, you guys, people don't like hearing the truth when the truth is coming at them. They just don't. If you guys are Marvel fans, you remember what Thanos used to say? I am inevitable. Well, we're inevitable. We are in inevitable. You got 12 months, bro. Those in Austin, Texas, like my buddy Eddie, and I hope Eddie's watching right now. If y'all are in Austin, they're moving forward, bro. Model Ys and the Model Y for the Tesla Robo Taxi will be live in June. And I'm bringing this up because there was a lot of things Elon said yesterday. And while I understand in the past, Elon says, well, this we're going to do and this we're going to do, and then it takes a while to get there. Like, right now they made mention to the more affordable, whether it's going to be called the Model Q as in Queen or the Model 2 as in Deuce. We haven't done that yet. And they aren't really giving out details. They've also said that, yes, by the second half of the year, you guys are going to know what we're doing. But what you're not seeing is how many Cybercab frames are laying all over the ground yesterday and the past couple of days at the Texas Gigafactory. What you're not seeing is they are moving full steam ahead. They are already self-driving these cars off the assembly line, parking them in their spots where they got to go. They are full-blown ahead with Robotaxi. It's here. Some of the other things they said yesterday was they plan to be in as many cities as possible by the end of the year. The only thing that will hold them back from their rapid expansion will be regulation. So whether politicians regulate them, whether Uber and Lyft are able to buy off enough politicians to stop them, to put up roadblocks, whether Waymo, right? There was an interesting part in there where he said Waymo's, Elon was asked, What makes him think Tesla Robotaxi will be able to compete with Waymo? He said, well, first of all, a cybercab only costs about a quarter of what it costs to make a Waymo car. Think about that. If it only costs 20 to 25% to make a cybercab versus what it costs to make one of those Waymo cars, you're getting 4 for one. So for every one Waymo car that they put out, you're getting 4 cybercabs. Cost-wise, we're just talking about cost. We're not talking about frequency of how fast they're going to be made. They're saying that the Model Y, I think, comes off the assembly line like every 30 seconds or something like that, right? Cybercab will be coming off the assembly line every 3 seconds. He's going to flood them. His goal is to have, by the end of 2026, 10 million cybercabs, robotaxis, whatever, on the road in America. Think about that. There are only approximate, from what we understand, about 6.5 million Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, right? He's going to put, he's hollering 10 million. So let's say he gets half that. And I'll get to your comments in a minute over here. But let's get to, if he only gets to half of that next year, okay, end of 2026, half of the country has 5 million, there are 5 million cybercabs on the road, or 5 million robo-taxis, whether they be cybercabs, Model Ys, because I see Buddha's like, yeah, but it's only the cybercab's only a 2-seater. But bro, you're not hearing me. The Model Y, as long as it's, level 4 computers, Comp 4, Model Ys are going to be on the robotaxi platform in 6 weeks in Austin, Texas. So now you have 5 seats, which I'm sure they're going to leave the driver's seat open. So you got your 4 seats in the Model Ys. That's what you're not seeing. So while, and I didn't want to get into this yet, so give me a second because now I need to bring it back. Okay. If he only gets 5 million robo-taxis on the road next year, and there's only approximately 6 to 7 million Uber drivers, Lyft drivers right now, bro, are you drivers need to start thinking in a different way, man. We've always tried to, bring drivers along, get them out of that peasant mindset. And I know it's tough. Fuck, dude, I know it's tough. No, but I'm telling you, I know it's tough. Right? It's been almost 2 years since I got sick. And I'm still dealing and reeling. Daily basis. Physically, mentally, financially, the whole fucking 9 yards. Okay, I get that. But if you don't start to look and sacrifice to bettering yourself beyond sitting our asses behind the seat, a year from now, you're going to be sitting there with your dick in your hand, wondering what the hell just happened. It ain't a popular discussion. And I understand, listen, I understand how many people have built businesses surrounding the whole gig economy. How many people have built, thriving businesses around the gig economy? Those businesses are all being threatened. They are. And you can see it by how some of these businesses start branching off, getting into other things, trying to develop, right? When I first came up with the idea of the Tesla rideshare channel, I wanted it to be a collaborated effort. but we can't ever seem to all get on the same page. So that's fine. Because everybody who I originally brought into the Tesla Rideshare channel, you guys are still there. So you're good. But, you know, Tesla Rideshare, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on that channel besides me just showing you what I'm making on the weekends. Right? And I know my guy Richie Hustles, he's always on me. I need to do more news content. That should be on Tesla Rideshare channel. But we'll talk about that tonight during the Rideshare Garage, because that will be on the Tesla Rideshare channel. My point today is, listen, y'all, everybody thought that yesterday, everybody thought Tesla was going to tank because of all the nonsense, because of all the protests, because of all the things that were happening to the Tesla chargers and cars getting keyed. And did y'all see that dumb bastard in by the way, hold on a second. I forgot I had him up there. Wrong one. There we go. Not financial advice, but have a coffee anyway. Did y'all see that some bitch in Minnesota? They're not, the district attorney, George Soros district attorney, is not going to file charges against the guy who caused about $20,000 in Tesla damage, bro. Like, what the hell are we talking about here? Anyway, good thing it wasn't my Tesla. I'm just saying, bro, because shit would happen. It would not be good. Anyway, Tesla stock yesterday, guess what it didn't do? Guess what Tesla stock didn't do yesterday? It didn't tank. Look at this. Here's a 30-minute chart on Tesla. Okay? 30-minute chart on Tesla here. Tesla has been free falling for the longest time, right? We hit that high of 488. Let's get into an hourly, probably a little better. There we go. Right? So if we draw this legacy all the way back here to the high, get up there. Come on. Close enough. Okay? We're right there right now. We're right on that line. We're right on it. This is the hourly chart for Tesla. Y'all can see this is way back to last year, November of last year, December of last year. Here we are, 2025, moving through. And you can see the red earnings tab, right? You see the red earnings tab. And that's okay. Listen, earnings. In my opinion, I don't know. I'm not financial advice, but I know this. I feel like with earnings, I'm going to invest today off of the earnings outlook that I saw last night. That's what I'm looking at. Am I buffering here, guys? Am I buffering here? Are we back? I think we're back. Okay. I got to get better internet. This is one of the sacrifices I had to make, was my internet speed, right? Right now I'm still on T-Mobile, which for the most part is pretty good. Anyway, we're up against this line right now, but everybody thought with such bad earnings, so many people on Twitter, on X, all these financial gurus, oh, Tesla's going to crash. Oh, it's done. Elon needs to get back in the office. Leave that Doge shit alone. Listen, bro, let me tell you something. Tesla is still running back up. They're banking on robotaxi. They're banking on Optimus robots. And you know what? It ain't a bad thing to bank on. Because while those same employers, the same employers that are employing people now, the same apps, like right now, right? We all work for Uber and Lyft or DoorDash or wherever the hell you do, right? Optimus is going to be, they're going to find a way to autonomize our jobs. You already know Uber and Lyft are already gunning with BYD, which, you know, I heard a pretty good thing about BYD yesterday, why BYD will never be allowed to operate in the United States. You know what that is? They'll never be allowed to operate in the United States because they are a national security risk. Remember, what was the name of that company? Hiwi, whatever it was, the cell phone network that they were putting in from China, that were putting in spy software, spy chips to capture all the data being transmitted everywhere, back and forth in America. They said, nope, you guys can't come here. So now BYD, you say, well, what's the big deal with BYD? Well, BYD comes into America, and now they're mapping our roads. Other than, now, I'm not saying they can't do it on satellite, but now you're talking about autonomous vehicles collecting data for a combative, I won't say enemy, a combative nation, country, the CCP, Chinese Communist Party, and taking that, and the CCP is in bed with enemies like Iran. They always exchange information and trade. And now all of a sudden they got all our data. So Hustling Buddha says BYD will mess up Tesla. No. But we're never going to find out. Well, you know what? We'll find out in China. Because Buddha, I can't put because you dropped the F-bomb in that. I'm not going to put that on the screen. But listen, if BYD was so Billy badass, why is Tesla kicking their ass in China? Why is Tesla kicking BYD's ass in China? No, BYD is not in America. It is not. It's in Mexico. I don't think BYD is in China, in America. And if they are, it can't be worth it because the tariffs right now is $3,000. Well, let's find out. Let me find out. Hold on. Is BYD in America? Let's see if I'm wrong. While you want me to show this to you, Buddha? Let me show you this. Yeah, the buses, they do have a significant presence in the country through their electric buses and trucks. Right. Are there buses? Well, then, apparently those buses aren't operating on some type of California system. But it's also only in California. So that's California, bro. That's California. Well, yeah, the buses. Okay, I didn't know that. And that's why, for me, I will always if I don't know something, I'm going to research it. So their cars, their autonomous, driverless cars are not in America, but their buses are. Okay. So are their buses running autonomously? Do they have drivers, Buddha? You can let us know if they got drivers or not. Back to Tesla. We can see here, listen, Tesla's got a road to get back up. They got a hell of a road to get back up, but you know what they didn't do? Despite the bad earnings, right? They came in 34% lower, right? They were estimated on earnings 41 cents. They came in 27 cents. Their estimate on revenue was estimated at 21 billion. It came in at 19 billion. They're still the number one selling electrical vehicle maker in the United States. They've outsold the competition. The next 10 EV makers, they've outsold all 10 of those combined. Bro. But here's the thing. Well, let's look at this. Because you know what? This would be a good little thing. Let's do this. Let's do this, y'all. Let's go look at Ford. Right? At one time, Ford should be F. At one time, Ford was the number one selling truck in the world. Well, here's the 1 hour on Ford. Their earnings, 37 billion in revenue. As a global company, there's estimated to come in. Let's see, Ford. Their last 2 quarters came in good because of all the free money, right? They're doing a lot of money. But Ford makes dump trucks. Ford makes military vehicles. Ford makes all these vehicles. Actually, Ford don't look too bad. Except for your stock price sucks. So diluted. Such a diluted price. So here we have, okay, let's see, when is this? This is January 22. Let's get into a daily on Tesla. Let me see something. I'm just curious. So Tesla's high was right here, almost 500. Ford was here at $20. I understand shares and all that. But Ford's been on a downturn too. And Ford's downfall has been a lot longer. Trying to get it up there, y'all. Trying to get it up there. It won't get up there. There it is. Boom. There we go. Well, I don't know. Manufacturers look bad. If we're just going to look at charts, right? If we're just going to look at charts, Ford ain't doing so good. What about GM? Daily charts. Oh, look. GM's on a downslope too. God dang it. There we go. It's just because I'm tight on the chart here. So, but look at that. GM's down too. Who else? Point being is everybody has highs and lows. The question is who is going to make the most money going forward? As far as we are concerned, I am all in on Tesla. I don't know if that helps anybody or not. Let's see. Buddha. They have BYD buses. There you go. I've seen a few BYD cars with BYD engineers behind them. I think they're doing mileage EPA testing. The tariffs on those cars are going to make them pretty expensive to bring into the country too. I think they are operated by human. Well, that's the difference. Hold on, Buddha. I'm trying to catch up with you, buddy. You're giving me all I want this morning. Tesla only does electric cars, but they outsell the 10 next groups of cars of electric car manufacturers. No. Stop it. Stop it, Buddha. Stop it. The number one selling car in the world is the Tesla Model Y. You know this. Stop it. Stop it. Highway, Huey, whatever it was, are they allowed in the U.S.? It can look as good as it wants. If it doesn't do the job, it doesn't matter. The Lucid Air is a beautiful car. It's a beautiful car. Does it outsell the Tesla? Nope. The Chevy Bolt. The Chevy Bolt was not a hybrid, right? Chevy Bolt was all electric. How's that doing? I don't even think they're still making it. Are they still making the Chevy Bolt? Just saying, guys. All right, hold on. I got to look at something over here. So that you guys know, I still have all of this over here I got to deal with. These two here are my main traders. Just so you guys know, I still have to keep an eye on that stuff over there. Anyway, the point being is looking at Tesla's earnings call yesterday. I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing. You can take it for what it's worth. Okay? I'm just telling you guys what I'm doing. You guys can take it for what it's worth. Okay? The writing's on the wall if you're a rideshare driver. The writing's on the wall, guys. You know, Sergio said something last night. They had him and Chris did this little mock thing where they were, what would we do if we were the CEOs of Uber or Lyft? I thought it was kind of interesting to hear the answers because I know Sergio is, he comes from Wall Street. So he's going to look at things from a financial sense. And, obviously running a company is all about the numbers. But at the same time, you got to build a good product. And your product has to appeal to whoever the buyer is, right? Someone who's been in business twice and has done well. If your product doesn't appeal to the market, ain't nobody going to buy it. If your product doesn't solve a problem, and any business should always be about solving a problem. Now, that problem could be on board and I need to be entertained. That problem could be I need clothes, so we make clothes. That problem could be I'm looking for a specific spice rack for my kitchen. You know what I'm saying? You make the product. You see a need, you fill a need, right? If you can name that quote from what movie that came from, bonus points for you. I might have a shirt for you. The rideshare game. Well, again, I hate to go down this road, but Travis's original thing was to have car service off a phone. I don't want to make a phone call. I don't want to schedule a car. I just want to hit my phone, bop, 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 and a car shows up. That was Uber. That's what it was. And it was all town cars. It was all luxury cars. None of this clapped out fucking Buddha mobiles. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. But Lyft came on the scene with the cheap, a lot of our, y'all want to blame somebody for your cheap ass payouts as drivers? Go blame Lyft because they started the shit, the Dollar General. They started it. Don't ever forget that. They started it. So anyway, the point being, hold on. What is Uber telling me? Sign up for an extra $13.50 per active hour on eligible trips. Yeah, no, thank you. The Lyft started the bullshit, but we're here, so that's it. That's where we're at. We're here now. Yes, it was, Traveler. You better not have looked that up, bro. Without Uber drivers, hold on, let me get this comment up. That's right, Traveler. That was the movie Robots. Big Weld. See a need, fill a need. Bonus points. Without Uber drivers and Uber pushing Tesla for whatever their motivation behind it is, Tesla would have nearly no demand. That's not true. Because even Elon said it himself. The entire purpose of the Tesla car from the get-go was to create Cybercab. And the reason why he was trying to create Cybercab was to generate steady stream of income on a quantity basis, not on a quality basis. If I sell you one car for $10,000, I only sell you one car. But if I can sell you 1 million cars at $1,000, I'm going to make more money. The goal behind Cybercab is it's twofold. Number one, it fills the need of cheap transportation, right? Cheap, safe, affordable transportation. Cybercabs will do that. The majority, most of you X-drivers out there, tell me if I'm wrong. Most X-rides are one person, maybe two. But most times, X-rides are one person. Now, if that one person who's now spending $8 to $10 to get to work at Burger King, and that's not a slam, that's a reality. I've taken people to Burger King going to work on an X-ride. Instead of them paying $8 to $10, they can pay $4, and then the owner of the Cybercab gets 40% or 60% of that, because the number is somewhere between 40 and 60% back to the owner of the Cybercab, which is not necessarily Tesla, because us, you and me, will have the opportunity to buy Cybercabs and put them on the network. We become owner operators. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is the picture. This is the picture that I'm looking at, right? This is the picture that I'm looking for. It's no longer about me looking at the app to decide, am I going to work today or not? It's not going to be about me. It's going to be about you or me putting our cars to work, letting them go to work, letting them deal with the obnoxious passenger, letting them deal with that bullshit. Who covers the insurance? Tesla. Who's going to take care of the cleaning? Tesla. Who's going to make sure the car is charged? Tesla. These are all things that have been said. These are the things that have been said. And I'm not pulling this shit out my ass. Elon had said this himself. He's been saying it since Buddha and I. Buddha, you remember it was you and me. It was you and me on a live stream here for the Cybercab reveal. You remember that, Buddha? Y'all, by the way, bro, Buddha and I are really good friends. He just likes busting my chops. And I like busting his chops. Anyway, there's going to be a demand for this. Do you know why? And let me tell you, I've said this 100 times, and I'm going to repeat it again tonight on the Rideshare Garage. Bro, they're going to start in the areas most ex-drivers don't want to drive. You know this, right? They're going that person with that how can I say this? That person carrying something in a bag that they shouldn't be carrying, that you as a driver, and I don't blame you, but you as a driver don't want to deal with, that Cybercab's going to pull up, that door is going to open, homie or homegirl is going to hop in, that door is going to close down, they're going to go where they got to go, that door is going to open, buddy's going to get out, go do his transactional business, and Tesla just got paid. And guess what? You and I just got paid. I'm telling you. I'm imploring upon folks. Start preparing. We ain't got much time left. The man said 10 million cars by the end of next year. Does that sound 3 to 5 years down the line to you? Because it don't sound 3 to 5 years down the line to me. That sounds 12 months down the line to me. But this is just my opinion. It means nothing. This is not financial. I haven't suggested you buy anything. I'm telling you what I plan to do. Everybody knows that I lease my Tesla through DriveWhip, and I have no problems with DriveWhip. Everything is going fine. Yeah, we had the little issue there with the insurance. Apparently they got all that squared away. Right? We are good to go. Let's see. I haven't even looked at it yet. Vinny, we are talking about a guy who couldn't release the Roadster. I don't give a shit about the Roadster. He put a Roadster. Wait a minute, Buddha. He put a Roadster in space. There's a Roadster in space flying around out there. Don't say that. Anyway, that's what I'm looking at, y'all. That's how I'm looking at it. That's what I think is going to happen. I think Cybercabs are the way to go. Me personally, Steve, is that Steve? He says, I'm crashing the garage tonight. Listen, bro, I send you the link, or Steven sends you the link, and you're a busy guy, bro. You're a busy guy. But I hope you do, because we're going to talk about the same topic tonight. But today I just wanted to come and express in short-term order what I took from the Tesla call last night. The calls are being built. The Cybercabs are being built all over the place. They're all over Twitter. If you don't believe me, go look on Twitter. You'll see the castings. They plan to have up to 10 million of these things on the road by the end of next year. If you guys, we talked about this at verbatim, ad nausea, about how we don't like taking $2 and $3 rides and $4 rides. You're not going to have to. You're not going to have to. And while Uber and Lyft are going to be constrained by all of their costs that are associated with running a business, okay, Tesla's just going to swing right in there. Guys got to start thinking long term. You guys got to start thinking long term, man. I understand what Uber and Lyft is right now. Believe me, I do more than just about anybody out there. It's right now money. This is the money I need right now to pay my bills. This is the money I need right now to feed myself, feed my family, keep the lights on, all of that shit. Right? I get that. And it's not easy to replace. Right? And the way that this schedule works, today it's, this part of year, the mornings are good to drive. In 3 months, the mornings are going to suck. And we're going to be in the middle of summer and ain't nobody going to be going anywhere. Right? Everybody's going to be fighting. We're already at Fort Lauderdale Airport here in South Florida. We're already hitting 200 cars in the queue at night. We're back to that. So, I get it. But you got to look at what you're going to do now. This is why I do the trading. And by the way, I'm still in the 15-minute orb. I haven't seen anything yet. Here, I'll even change this up for you. Haven't seen anything yet in the orb. We'll get off of Before we're done today, I'm going to show you guys how to buy fractional shares on Webull, because we're going to buy $50 worth of Tesla and start this account today, or I might start it tonight. I don't know yet. I wanted to do something with Steven. That's what Steven, Tech and Effects, the Unbroken Driver. These are things that we have been looking at doing. But you can see here, right? We are, where's it at? Right there. Bam. See, we're still in the orb. We haven't broken the orb yet. 15-minute range. So until I break this 15-minute range, I take no trade. Yesterday, I passed another evaluation. Yesterday, I had a pretty good day trading. Yesterday was $3,400 on the eval to pass the eval. I just went for it. I went for it. Took about 20, 21, 22 trades. Make $3,300. Bro, could you imagine if you could just make $3,300 every day? So after taxes and everything, you're clearing about $2,000. After taxes and commission on 33,000 on 3,300, you're making about 2,000 a day. 2,000 a day, bro. Shit. That should be our goal, not this $2 a ride bullshit. Oh man, what else? Okay, so what else is going on, y'all? I'm sorry, I have not been in the chat. I ain't gonna lie. I've been here for you guys. I've been ranting and going off today on what we got going on, because you know it's important, man. Nobody's talking about it. All these companies and all these businesses surrounding these companies want to keep you trapped in rideshare. All the car rental places want to keep you trapped in rideshare. You know, all the gig apps want to keep you. They pay you just enough to make you take that next ride. You know, that's age old, man. You know that's how salaries are determined, right? You think it's based on your fucking ability to do a job? Bullshit. Bullshit. They pay you just enough so that you got to bring your ass back the next day. That's capitalism 101. Pay them just enough so that they're not starving, that they can stay healthy, but that they got to come back the next day. It's the way this shit works. Bro, that's the way the world works. They don't teach you that at the Wharton School of Business, but Donald Trump knows it. Huh? They know. Anyway, that should be on the 1 minute chart right there. Yeah, we got nothing going on here yet. Nothing worth trading. What else we got going on? W-2s are not thriving either right now. W-2s are not. No. How can they? Right? How can they? Somebody had to rip the Band-Aid off, Steve. They had to rip the Band-Aid off in order to get our debt, our federal spending, all of that under control, bro. They had no choice. Who's texting me? Eddie is texting me with an image. That's Eddie, y'all. That's Eddie. He's waiting for 10:30 liquidity. He hasn't made a trade yet either. They had to rip that Band-Aid off, though, dude. And until they rip that Band-Aid off, and until we get some kind of level playing field, like, I don't know what Americans want, bro. And I'm not talking about the Americans that voted for the administration. I'm talking about Americans that voted against the administration. Right? I honestly don't know what they want. Like, what is it that is going to make them happy? They've already got money, because let's be honest, now I am going to start some shit, right? But it's my channel, so I'm going to start the shit, okay? And I don't mean any disrespect to anybody. But what do Democrats want? And how can Democrats and some Republicans, don't get it twisted, there's a lot of dirty ass Republicans out there too. Because if the Republicans were all about cleaning up America, and forget making America great, forget that shit. How about just cleaning America up? How about making it livable for everybody across the board? White, black, green, purple, straight, gay, whatever the fuck your thing is. How about making it clean for everybody? right? And so Republicans are just as bad. But what do they want? You had some jackass yesterday in front of a Tesla store. I think it was in New York City. I'm not sure. But he just went in front of some jackass. And of course, it was a white liberal. He goes in there and he's spray painting the whole showroom. And the police come, they arrest him, and he's standing there with, dude is getting ready to do 10 years. What does he want? Like, what was his point for doing that? When they walk up to a Tesla and they scratch the Tesla, what does that do? How does that accomplish anything? You think you're going to scare somebody? Bro, I got two things right over there right now. You ain't scaring me. You know, we joke about finding out, but you know that's what's coming, right? That's going to happen. Somebody somewhere is going to get tired. They're going to get fed up. They're going to say enough is enough, and shit is going to happen. And then what? Is that what they want? Do you think because you dye your hair purple, green, blue, or yellow, and because you look into the camera and say, you don't want me to be your bad person, that's going to make somebody nervous? No. Most of these people just like to get on this thing and do this. If they were so badass, they'd join the military. If they really wanted to do it, they would join the military. Join the police force. Join something where you have to do more than dye your hair and get up on the camera. I am your worst nightmare. Because you know what? Your worst nightmare ain't going to be on the camera talking shit. He's going to be behind you ready to knock you the fuck out. I'm just saying. I don't know what people want. I don't know what they expect. I don't know. You know? But I can tell you this. I've been a few places where they don't want to be. Where people are so desolate and grateful. People are grateful for the little shit they got. And yet you got people over here that can't even have a conversation. Man. Anyway, back to the markets, y'all. My bad, y'all. My bad on the rant. Didn't mean to go there. I just get pissed off. Just get pissed off. It don't make sense. I don't know what people want. I always thought, you know what the American dream is, right? This is another thing too. I should do just a whole video on this shit. The American dream. Most of y'all got the American dream messed up. Y'all don't even know what it is. Buddha, tell me in the comments, Buddha, what's the American dream, buddy? What's the American dream to you, Buddha? What's the American dream? Steve, rideshare rodeo, what's the American dream, brother? Whoever's in the comments that want to chat, tell me in the chat, to you, in your opinion, what is the American dream? I'll wait. Oh, by the way, I didn't get my coffee. I didn't get my coffee warmed up, so coffee with Kuzz. I'm gonna have to change this to ride or die with Buddha. Buddha says white picket fence and shit. Okay, that's your American dream. That's what most people think it is. That ain't it, but that's what most people think it is. I'll give it a few more minutes, see if anybody else wants to throw their 2 cents into the American dream. A real immigrant. A real immigrant. A real immigrant that came here legally. A real immigrant that came here legally. They know what it is. They know what the American dream is. Eddie says a shooting range. Well, I mean, you can shoot anywhere, bro. You can shoot in Puerto Rico. You can shoot in anywhere you want, bro. Steve says the American dream is to be in control of your time and life and be able to earn a living working hard. Steve's close. I would agree with Steve. But everybody, see, this is it. This is the beautiful thing. This is why I want everybody to comment. What is the American dream to you? Because it doesn't matter what I think it is. In my rock voice, it doesn't. Can I do it? It doesn't matter what you think. The American dream is to you what it is to you. It's the ability to chase whatever it is you want. That's the dream. Because if I go to Venezuela, I can't chase my dream. If I go to Afghanistan, I can't chase my dream. Fuck, if I go to India, I cannot chase my dream. You're not allowed to flourish in some of these nations. China, I can't chase my dream. There are places in this world you can go that you cannot chase your dream. But America is not one of those places. You can chase your dream. Ain't going to be easy. You can believe that shit. Ain't going to be easy. But you can do it. You're going to bust your ass. Might spend your whole life trying to get there. But you have the ability to make that chase. Your grandparents, great-grandparents, my grandparents, when they came over, okay, they didn't have shit. Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. Came in, names chopped up. Ask most people, most immigrants that came through Ellis Island. And it wasn't just Italians. You had the Irish, you had Chinese. You had all walks of life from all nations coming through Ellis Island. Go look through the registers. You can go online and look the shit up. Go look through the registers. All those names that came through. They came here for one reason and one reason only. To chase their dream. Whether that was to provide for their family, whether that was to become an engineer, whether that was to move and grab some land and be a farm, whatever the flip it was. Maybe they just wanted to be the driver of a clapped out Model Y. I don't know. But you have that ability to do that. Because there are certain places in this world you can't do that shit. That's the American dream. I'm not saying it's the only place you can do it. I'm just saying. Buddha, to conquer Indians. The American dream used to be, see, I'm going to have to check Steve here. He ain't going to like this. Used to be you can be anything you want, but that has changed because not everyone can be anything. To conquer the Indians. Do you know why they're called Indians, Steve? Get back to me on that one. Technically, they're not Indians. Okay, Vinny Clappy Jr. Bro, I was just messing with you. You're my dog. Meanwhile, still got nothing to trade up here. This is the futures, the M&Q right here. Still got nothing going here. We are still within the opening range. They're not even Native Americans, bro. See, that's a whole... We should have... You know what? You, me, Steve, you, me, and Buddha, and Steven should sit down and have that conversation. That's a whole nother conversation. What we call people, how we label them, bro, we're all wrong. 100% we're all wrong. You live in Denver, bro, right? Steve is up in Colorado. Rideshare Rodeo is in Colorado, right? Where was Colorado at one time, Steve? On the global map, at one time, where was Colorado? I love Steve. Y'all don't know. Steve is a very wise man. He is. And he's probably the most well-versed, unbiased, well-versed, technically savvy and sound, researched gig tuber in the space. And what I mean by that is, when Steve, I'm not saying other people have an agenda. I'm not saying that. But when you watch Steve's videos and podcasts and his 13 minutes of news, you kind of feel like you're learning the nuts and bolts of what the hell is really going on. You understand? Steve doesn't do his topics for clicks. He does it for views. But he doesn't clickbait it. He doesn't sugarcoat it. He tells you exactly what it is. And when you really look at it, and for me, Steve's videos have kind of turned me off. I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing. I'm just saying they turned me off to wanting to be involved in the rideshare space on a political level. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Indigenous would be the right word. I'd go with indigenous. I came here for coffee, got the history lesson. Still nothing going on here, bro. There is nothing going on in the markets right now. Everything is just kind of flat. Would I be trading any of this if we were not on the live stream right now? No, I still wouldn't be trading. Nope. I need to see it break and retest above this opening range high or opening range low. I need to see up or down. Right? Here's VWAP. Here's my 14 EMA. It's 21 EMA. Right? All part of that Lux algo that I use, orbs and targets. You can see here, this is the target, right? And then here's the target down here. Here we'll make it a little easier to see if and when we ever break. We'll be looking to get there. We'll change that to green. Right? And then we'll get down here. We'll get a red one in here. These are going to be our targets if and when we ever break and retest above the area. That's how I trade, man. It's pretty easy. Let's see. Steve knows his shit 100%. And what I mean by turning me off to get involved is because the deeper he digs into a topic, the more I'm reminded of just how washed the situation is. In other words, they show you this, but tell you this. You know, they shake your hand with one hand and they rip you in the back with the other. The politics that go back and forth, the money that goes back and forth. When we look at Uber and Lyft and how much now obviously you can't prove none of this shit, but it's awfully funny how all of a sudden you had panels in Minnesota all for the drivers, and then they were like, whoa. And they never went back in favor of the drivers, right? You got the AG in New York, Letitia James, right? She had that big lawsuit where Uber and Lyft said they were $360 million back to the drivers. And when Uber and Lyft said, oh, we are more than happy to pay that fine. It's a fine. It's not full reparations for the money that they didn't pay out. So if they were happy with settling for $360 million, that means they probably made $500 or $600 million off of it. DoorDash. Listen, man, I get it. People got to work. They got to make now money. I get it. But DoorDash has been 6 or 7 different states now? They've been busted in keeping tips. You are knowingly driving and they're keeping your shit. And then they send you a $2 order for 20 minutes. In what fucking world is 20 minutes worth $2 of work? Doing anything. Staring at the wall should pay more than $2 for 20 minutes. That's $6 an hour. In what fucking world is $6 an hour in this country going to make you any money? I don't get it. I don't get the whole DoorDash thing, bro. I don't get it. Like I try. I watch what's that, Bree, right? I watch Dashing Trader, Dashing Trader, Trading Dasher, whatever it is, right? I don't watch Pedro anymore. I got tired of his bullshit. But I watch every now and then. I try to watch Driver Mike. Obviously I watch Steve. Kim, Money Plans. And when I see the orders, I'm like, but you food delivery people are banging on drivers that drive people. But we don't get $2 20-minute rides. Well, let me regret. I digress. They're starting to come up. Anyway, Buddha says he has uploaded a new video. Cool. About goddamn time. I haven't uploaded a video on this channel in forever, dude. All that's going to change, man. I'm telling you, all that's going to change. Now that I've got somewhat of my shit back together, I got shit working right now. Better watch Just Lion Buddha. All right, so it looks like we're going to break out here a little bit. Do I want to take, so hold on. I'm not set up to trade. Now, you guys over here on my screen, you can see this is paper trading. This is a paper trading account. But over here, I'm on my live accounts. Let's see what happens here. See if we can break out. If we can break out above this and get a test and a break and retest of this area right here, which would be, well, let's do this here. Boom. That should be a 4. I didn't do this earlier. My bad, y'all. Here's the 15 right there. There it is. Let's see if we can get a break and retest above this line right here to move up towards this, which would be, it's 113 to 11. That's a big ass move, man. That's a 98-point move if we can get up there. 98 points, man, in the market is damn good money, even if it's just one micro. Matter of fact, I will set up the trade. So if it happens, we'll set up the trade. Let's go there. All right. So, and then we're going to get down to the halfway mark here. All right. 1-to-1. There's a 1-to-1 trade right there. My guy Eddie has been enjoying the 1-to-1 trades lately. So we do that. We'll set up the limit order, 1 contract. And if it breaks it, we'll see what happens. So you guys can see it there. This is risking 193, which I shouldn't really risk that much. But it's a 1-to-1. So we're risking 193 to make 193. Let's see if we get a break and retest, and we'll see what happens. But we need the break and retest first. This served me very well yesterday, and I've gotten better. I've been working on this for the last month on the whole or break and retest. Anyway, what else is going on out there, y'all? The other thing we got to do today is I got to open up my Webull, and we got to buy the $50 worth of, you know, with Webull, you can buy fractional shares. And Eddie had to show me yesterday with the fractional shares. You know, the only way you can buy a fractional share on Webull is if you do a market order. You can't do a limit order, which kind of sucks. I don't know why you can't do a limit order. It's going to be a market order for a fractional share. And the whole point with the Webull account now, because I've been so focused on futures, I haven't looked at options or anything lately, and I got to start looking back at options again. But more of the swing options, not the 0 date to expiration. No 0 DTEs. All right, so we're breaking above here. What we want to see is we want to see it come up, come back down to this area, and take back off again. That's what we're looking for. So we're going to break above here, get up here. We want to see it come back and take off again. That's what we want to see. Doesn't mean that's what we're going to see. That's what we want to see. That's what I want to see. Okay, so let's take and let's move this over here like this so everybody can see what's going on. If that happens, we'll put the buy order in. It did tap it, but the candle's not closed yet. And I really should be waiting on confirmation. What I mean by confirmation is, so there's 17 seconds left on this candle right here, right? 17 seconds left on that candle. Here, need to break this bigger, right? So let's see what the next candle does. Right now, this candle's a lower high from the previous candle. See if it comes back down, scoops us up, and takes off. It might take off without us. Technically, we didn't get a confirmation, but it did come back down and touch that line. Entry is everything. But let's leave it there. Let's see what happens. Meanwhile, Tesla is just cruising right along. We got no problems with Tesla. SPX is up. Big gap to fill on SPX. Tesla's trading at 256 right now. Up $18 from yesterday's close. It's a beautiful thing, bro. Beautiful thing. I'm gonna wait till lunchtime. I want the exuberance of the market to be settled in on the price before I buy that fractional share. Because we're only going to be doing $50. We're going to try to do $50 every week, every other week, and we're just going to buy, y'all. We're buying. I believe, for me, Tesla's the future. Now, I have another account with Tesla already in it, but this one I'm doing for the stream. I'm doing it for the stream so that you know I'm not bullshitting you. Because there's a lot of people out there that'll bullshit you. Yep, that's still doing its deal. That's a nice curve there. 5-minute chart. So what the other part here that I'm hoping for is I'm hoping that we can get the my EMA here to this line as well, up to the upper band or the opening range high. I'd like to see this get there. This come here, meeting of the minds, and then to the moon, or at least to a 1-to-1. Let's see. If Tesla is future, when do we see you not in a drive whip car or into your own, Vinny? So, last month we were going to go at it, but we had to get a couple things straightened off on the credit to make that happen. Now, with the tariffs and everything just kind of being a little unstable, the missus and I, we're talking about it. I don't know, maybe June, July. We need the markets to settle, bro. Two things are happening right now. Right now, banks don't want to loan no money. That's number one. So, and we got to see what's going to happen with interest rates. Refinancing the car ain't the same as refinancing a house. So there's a lot of factors that go into it, but the bottom line is we had to take care of a couple of things on the credit. So the little bit of money we got put away towards the down payment will just keep building until we can get the right interest rate. I think that's the key right now. I saw Ryan Shaw. I don't know if you guys know who Ryan Shaw is. He's a big Tesla content creator. And he did a study that said, the quarter four or at the end of the quarter is always the best time to buy. If you're going to buy a Tesla, it's one of the best deals. The deals are there, bro. The deals are there. But do I need a Model Y launch? Or do I want the stripped down version of the Model Y? Do I need all-wheel drive here in Florida? Or can I get away with just a rear-wheel drive? Hell, Steven ain't going to like this, but I even thought about a Model 3, and then I thought about my back, and there's no way I'm getting a Model 3. Buying a used Tesla right now, unless it's depending on what you want to do with it. Like I was talking to this guy the other day at the Chargers. Young guy, he had just bought a brand new Model 3. And I took a good look at it. Dude, that new Model 3 is sharp. For me, though, it's getting in and getting out. I'm old, bro. I'm old. I am old. And how does the Model 3 help me versus the Model Y? My neighbor here, he's a post office worker. And he does Uber on the side, and we're always talking. He knows about the channel. He was shocked when he found out we lived in the same complex. And super nice guy, super smart guy, hard worker, bro. He just stopped me this morning and he was like, "Hey man, I heard the Teslas are coming off Premier. Is that and I said, "No, that's just the Model 3 right now. I haven't heard anything about the Model Y, but the Model 3. So there's another thing, Buddha. Like I get wanting to get into my own. I do. And is it going to be cheaper? Fuck yeah. But how much cheaper? See, that's what it comes down to. And I do not want to go through the summer paying what I pay for this Model Y because it's expensive. Even though it includes insurance, even though it includes whatever goes wrong with it, right? The only thing I got to pay for are windshield wipers and windshield wiper fluid. That's all I pay for. I don't pay for nothing else. Whip takes care of everything else. If I get a cracked rim, they take care of it. If I need tires, because they worn out, not because I blew one out, which I did. I blew out a tire. I had to buy a new tire. It's $170 on the car. Plus the tow. Thank you, Lazzy. It's kind of like they take care of everything. So Grant Cardone's got a saying, and I don't know how I feel about it, but I understand it, where he says, you rent what you own and you rent where you live. Now, everybody knows Grant Cardone's a real estate guy. But what he's saying is if I own a house, I rent that house out, I have income. If I rent my house where I live, I can leave on a drop of a dime. And it cost me 2 months. All right, so you can see this is coming back down to our mark here, right? Let's see if we hit. Remember, this is what I was looking for. Remember, I had just said I wanted this to catch up to the opening range high, and I want this to come down and kiss it. So we might have to adjust this. We're going to wait and see. But that is a break. That is a classic break, and now it broke above, and now it's retesting. Let's get this out of here. And now it's going to retest this range right here. It's going to retest this key level that I'm considering a key level. Now, that doesn't mean the trade's going to be good because we can lose $193 here. But we are absolutely going to break. We broke above it, and now we're retesting right now. So now comes the point. Do I hold firm? Do I move this up a little bit? Risk going into drawdown if the trade goes against me? I mean, these are the things traders got to judge for themselves. But we did get the break and retest. So if I wanted to, I could have done this right here. Right? Because we did shoot up here. Hold on. Let me get this right. Boom. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see this line or not. This little shaded area right here. Let me do something here real quick. Let me bring that up for you. Okay, now you can see it. So you see this little area here. This was a high. Where it attempted to break out the first time and it didn't. I could have taken and made this box and made this entry anywhere in here. This would have been a good entry anywhere in here. So now we're here. Just swung down again. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. I'm trying to get you to see it. We are in the trade. We are now in the trade. So now what we're going to look to see is it kissed my EMA here. Now, is it going to hold here or is it going to slam back through? We don't know. We're going to find out right now. Some people would say, well, why have a 1-to-1? Why not have a 2-to-1 and bring this up to a half? Well, we could have, right? I could have did something. Could have went to right here and put my stop loss right here. It was either going to be here or halfway down. But when you're talking about a 15-minute opening range, a 15-minute orb, you're talking about a long time frame. So you want to give it a chance to work. But that's the risk you take in trading. Not every trade's going to win. Not every trade's going to lose. You just don't know what you don't know. Eddie's texting me. Eddie says, I know. Ooh, doggy. So Eddie is going short. And I am going long. So Eddie's going short and I'm going long. We have these conversations all the time. So we're looking for this to get up to around there. That's what we're looking for. Right? That's what we're looking for, the break and retest. Let's see what happens, y'all. How's everybody doing out there, man? I know this is a different stream, bro. This isn't like one of those financial channel streams. I don't do that shit. What I do is I show y'all what I'm doing and how hard it is to do this and how difficult it is to do this and how much time it takes to learn to do this shit. But while you're out there doing those rides, while you're out there doing those Uber rides, those Lyft rides, when you're in between DoorDash orders, Uber Eats orders, Amazon blocks, learn something. Learn something that, God, if they could have taught us this when we were in school, why is this not in school taught to us? You know why? Because they don't want us smart. The CEOs of the world, the bankers of the world, they don't want you smart. They want you stupid. They want us stupid. And even at 56 years old, what am I, 55 or 56? I think I'm 56. I'm still learning every day. And here's the hardest truth about all this shit, right? Ain't none of it simple. But just because I trade this way off the orb, break and retest, Eddie trades completely different. He's an ICT guy. I've tried to deal with ICT, and I understand some of the concepts. And I can trade that way. But I understand break and retest a whole lot easier. So this works for me. ICT works for Eddie. Sergio plays the long game, right? I mean, obviously he can day trade, but he plays the longer game. He runs an asset, a stock up against the S&P, or he'll run it up against NQ, or he'll run it up against the Qs. He'll run it up against something else and use the trend lines to make his decision on how he trades. At least that's one way he trades, because he tried to show me that. And I understood it. I just don't like it. So you got to get in where you fit in, where you think you'll do well. And you know what? You might change your mind 28 different times. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Just the way it is. That's life, bro. Just because I drive a Model Y doesn't mean you can't drive a Honda Civic and make just as much money, if not more. You get in where you fit in. Steve lives in Colorado. I love Colorado. I was stationed there for 3 years in the military. I understand Colorado. But I prefer to live here in South Florida. We only got 2 seasons here, hot and hotter. That's it. That's all we got. So you know what to expect. No surprises. The hurricanes go to the other side of the state. They go everywhere else but here. Fun fact, only 2 hurricanes have hit Dade or Broward County since 1960. I'm talking about hurricanes, not tropical storms. Hurricane. Only twice. 92 in Andrew, 05 in Wilma. That's it. Everything else goes around us. It goes around us. That's a whole nother conversation we could have. So right now we're up $11 on this trade. I did not take it on the real trade. I could, I should, but I have not. Because I've been talking with you guys. I haven't been paying attention. But while that's doing that, you guys, let's go do, hold on. Put that there. Put that there. Okay. Minimize this. Give me a second. I want to do this Webull thing with you guys. There it is. There it is. Now let me make sure I'm doing it the right way. Okay. So let me switch screens with you guys real quick. Stop that screen. Give me a minute. Give me a minute, y'all. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute here. Do I have any information that you guys don't need to see? Yes, I need to hide that. Oh, I can't hide it. How can I hide that? Give me a second, y'all. I'm trying to figure out how to, I gotta hide something here real quick. I don't remember how to hide it. I I forgot how to hide it. Oh shit. Let's see, account security. There it is. Okay, now we're good. Okay, now I can share my screen. I knew there was a way to do that. There it is. Boom. Boom. Okay, here's the Weeble desktop. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. If there's a problem with viewing or with like screens or angles, you guys got to let me know. Here's SPY right now. Here's Tesla. So let's bring this over here to Tesla, right? This is a 5-minute chart on Tesla. Look at that. So you had all this sell-off here this morning. Well, hold on. Let me do this real quick. There we go. Get that out of there. Right? You had all this sell-off on Tesla this morning. Let's get a 15-minute chart. So there it is. There was leading up to yesterday's earnings. By the way, the when you look at earnings, keep in mind 2 or 3 days prior to the earnings report or earnings call. Listen, hedge funds already know what's coming. They already know if it's a miss or a hit. Don't let them bullshit you. They know, right? And so all the FOMO, whether it's retail buying or retail selling, you know, that's going to be on us because we get the news afterwards. But the majority of the times, whatever that earnings report is going to be, it's going to be priced into the price. So yesterday we saw a little bit of movement, a little bit uptick yesterday on Tesla, right? We were falling, but somebody knew something because all of a sudden Tesla started running up. So here we go. What we're going to do is I did not want to buy at this price. I wanted to buy at 250 and I didn't do it because we were messing around over there. This is the price I would like to get it at. I'd like to get it at 250. But because I'm buying a fractional share, it's not going to allow me to set a limit order. I'm going to show you that. So if you're going to do fractional buying, fractional share buying, then you're going to need to understand this, at least with Webull, right? My Charles Schwab account has my other holdings on Tesla. So if we looked here, right, it won't let me buy. Oh, maybe it will. Maybe it just wouldn't let me do it on the app yesterday. Take stop loss off. Maybe I couldn't buy fractional shares on a limit order in the after hours. Maybe that's what it was. So there's that. We're limit. We want $50. We want to buy at 250. Regular trading hours. There's no stop loss, take profit. You guys watching? Anybody here? Is anybody still watching? Am I live? Your order quantity is less than 1 share to trade a fractional share. Please. Right. So it has to be a market order. Okay. So we go to market order. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. So this is the price, y'all. This is the price. Okay. Fractional share, $50. Bam. I don't know what I'm reading. Okay. Bam. And okay, has not bought it yet. I really didn't want to buy high. It didn't buy it yet. I guess I had to do that agreement first. Yeah, it hasn't bought anything yet. Ooh, do I want to buy it 257? Not really, but you know what? For the stream, I'm doing it for the stream, y'all. For the stream. Here we go. Tesla at market share right there. And we are now in Tesla market share. You can see it right here. So there it is. We now own, according to Webull, we own 1/5 of a share. And that's what we're going to stay at. And yeah, that's what we're going to roll with, man. We're going to start building a position here. The point to this is so that you guys out there know that I'm not bullshitting. $50. People say, well, I can't afford to invest. Yes, you can. You can take with Webull, you can start investing with $10. Start building up. Ask anybody who's been in crypto for years. Steven will tell you. Eddie will tell you. You start with whatever you can. You don't starve yourself. But I just put $50 into Tesla. And you know what? Next week, if I can afford it, I'll put another $50 into Tesla. And we'll just keep going. And we'll just keep going. And we'll just keep going. And you buy and you don't worry about, I don't care if the shit goes to $100. Well, I won't be happy if it goes to $100. But I don't give a shit because I'll still be buying all the way down dollar cost averaging in. This is how you do it. I think I told this story before. The man that plants a tree doesn't expect to sit in that shade, but does expect his grandchildren to sit in that shade. Do you understand? Somewhere wealth has to start someplace. You have to build for the future. I have things that's already building for the future. But we got to build for the future, y'all. It's the only way to do it. So there you go. Webull is done. You guys can see it'll sit right there. Whatever it does, it does. That's it. That is that. All right, let's get out of that. Done with that one. Bring this one back down where it needs to be. Open this thing back up. And then we'll go back to our paper trade that we got going on here. There you go. See, we're still in this trade. We're down $61 on this trade right now. Eddie should be up. I'm down. So let's see what happens. Anyway, where are we at? We're at 11:56, y'all. Oh, Counting Tom. Hey, buddy. Welcome to the stream, brother. Welcome to the stream, brother. Yeah, I want to be on more, man. I just want to come and talk shit, hang out, trade stocks, trade futures. I haven't made a trade today yet. This is just a paper trade because, I have not. Well, I take that back. I just made my first live trade on YouTube ever. I've never made a live trade on YouTube. Y'all just watch me buy $50 worth of Tesla on my Webull account. There's a live trade. There's an investment. That Tesla is an investment. But this one is just testing this is just an orb trade. So we're going to see what happens here. We can get rid of that. I don't need that there. See what happens. Because now, are we going to come all the way back down and retest this? Are we going to stay in this range now? We don't need this no more. That's done. This is what we were looking for. But we ain't dead yet. So that's done. We don't need that no more. And there you go. See what happens. You invest what you can afford to lose. 100%, Stephen. And see, now Stephen and I kind of mentioned it to Eddie a little bit too. Stephen and I want to start a show where we do exactly what I just did. But Stephen's a lot more well-versed with the crypto space than I am. I understand Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Chainlink, Graft. Those are my five. And now I'm into XRP a little bit. So those are my 5 or 6 that I'm familiar with, that I trust, I know have purpose, meaning I'm still, slow down, Stephen. I didn't say all that about XRP. I just said that about the other 5. XRP is like a dingleberry hanging off my ass. I haven't figured it out yet. Not sure about, still not there on XRP, buddy. But we want to do that because we're drivers, y'all. This is what we do. It's 11 a.m. In about 3 hours, my ass is going to be out there in my Tesla, right? Driving. I'm going to be out there driving. I'm going to be out there making now money. Uber and Lyft is now money. I'm going out there to make the money now. And so yeah, we're doing it just like y'all, man. We don't sit any higher. We damn sure don't sit any lower. We sit on the same level as everybody else. That's the goal, man. That's the goal. Give up one fast food meal and invest in your future. If you don't start now, you'll never get started. And by the time you do get started, it'll be too goddamn late. And then what do you do? Right? And then what do you do? The markets have been boring for me this morning, man. Just absolutely boring. And some days your best trade is the trade you don't take. You know what? We haven't looked at that today. Giggler, we haven't looked at Bitcoin today. Steven knows I look at Bitcoin. Let's go look at some Bitcoin, y'all. Y'all want to go look at Bitcoin? Let's go look at Bitcoin. Well, first of all, TQQQ is up. Qs are up. NASDAQ's up. ES is up. SPX, everything's up today, right? A lot of people are wondering if it's going to be a bull trap coming or not. We don't know. But Midday Lab, let's get on that Bitcoin, baby. Let's get on that Bitcoin train. Let's get into the 4-hour Bitcoin chart. See where we're at. 4-hour Bitcoin chart. So you can see I've had some charting done already on here. Hey, Steven, I know you're watching, buddy. Remember when I told y'all about 78,000? And that was a while ago. I told you about 78,000. Look what she did, buddy. Double bottomed at 74,000, right? Used 78. It broke and retest. This is why I love break and retest, bro. Look at this. Comes down, tested the 78,000, rejected, went back up. Came down, tested it again, went back up. All these warnings. It gave you the warnings, right? Gave you the warning. Came here, finally broke through, which if you were going short, you would have been taking your profits right here. Waiting for the opportunity here. Come back, retest, buy back here on Bitcoin at 78,000. Okay, I might have to update my internet, bro. Anyway, the point is, y'all see it, right? There it is. Could have made money from here to break in the retest of the 78,000 mark, which I told Steven about. There it was. Came up to that 85,000, sat there for a few days, finally broke through it. Ripped right through. Now, the yellow are my 4-hour hourlies. The reds are my dailies. And here we are. Right back into this zone again. So, here you go. There you go, Steven. Yes, sir. It sucks. I want more lows. Well, listen, bro. There's only so many tariffs that the Donald can put on people, bro. It's only so many tariffs that the Donald can put on. But I was really happy to see it break that. Really happy to see it broke that. Hey, there's Oscar. Oscar's being Oscar. And there's the all-time high at 109 on TradingView, which would be Coinbase for me. So there you go. There's your Bitcoin. There's your Bitcoin report. We talked about this on the show a few months ago. I remember we did this live a few months ago. Told everybody if we broke down behind here, we're going down to 78. And sure enough, 78. There it is. All right, let's get back over to where we were because we are in that paper trade right now. I love charting, bro. Charting is so much fun. By the way, all these red and blue arrows are my entries and exits. We're at 11 o'clock, so we can get into a 2-minute frame now. We can get into the 2-minute charts now. Oh. Well, you can see we stopped out. We stopped out of that trade. We got wicked down. So that trade is done. So that trade, if that would have been a live trade, we'd have lost $190, $200 with commissions. So now we wait and see what it is. Anyway, all right, y'all. We are going to wrap this one up. I am thankful for everybody that hung out with me today. Listen, I'm not the greatest guy to be talking about this stuff. I'm learning like everybody else. But I'm not afraid to come on here and share what I think I've learned. And then you guys can correct me in the comments. Shout out to everybody that stopped by today. Hopefully you guys gave a thumbs up on your way out the door. If not, I appreciate you anyway. We will be back tonight, Rideshare Garage Live, as far as I know, Stephen and I, Buddha, Steve from Rideshare Rodeo, Eddie, Tony, everybody else. We will be live tonight, 9 p.m. on the East Coast, 6 p.m. on the West Coast. Make sure you join us. Listen, we're going to talk about life after Uber. It's what it is. It's the real thing, and we're going to keep harping on it, and I know it's going to bother some people because they don't want their dreams shattered. But for those that want more, what are you really doing to take that step to be more? What are you doing? Whatever it is that you're doing to be beyond gig work, because gig work it's very enticing, but it's a trap. It's a fucking trap. They know it. Everybody who's got businesses built in around it knows it. It's a trap because it's so goddamn easy to sit here and to just open up the app like so, right? Opening up the app right there, right? Like that, and do that. That's how easy it is to go to work. But I could have this thing on all day. It ain't going to make me no money. It ain't going to make me no money if they don't send me a request. And we're going to get into trip radars tonight. We're definitely going to talk about trip radars tonight because the trip radars exclusive requests have gotten way out of hand. I'm not sure what they're doing, but a lot of good drivers are starting to get pissed off. I know Saturday and Sunday, I must have gotten over the weekend. Well, no, because I put in 4 straight days. Yeah. Wifey was out of town for 4 days. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I worked my ass off those 4 days. And I must have had 100 trip radars. 100. You want to know how many I probably got? 3 out of 100 that actually came to me that I got. And that's a problem. So we're going to talk about that tonight, y'all. Appreciate you, dude. Gigger. Appreciate you, Traveler, Steven, Buddha, Tom, and everybody else. Appreciate you. We're going to end this stream because y'all are okay with me.